Cool. Tonight is a special night in that it is Friday. It is almost full moon. It is almost Halloween. It is almost an election. It's almost winter, but not quite. There's a lot of almosts. And I know in my experience of life, when there's a lot of almosts, things start to get churned up a lot. There's a lot of transition. There's a lot of, I don't know, this is the overall feeling often. And so I designed this class tonight with all of those things in mind to focus on grounding and earth energy. We are in autumn, so like traditionally in the Eastern medicine practices, we would be focusing a lot more on the lungs, which we have done the last couple of classes. But I really want to focus on the stomach, the lower legs, the spleen, these kind of major earthy grounding organs. So we are going to start in some standing poses tonight, and then we'll move down into seated massage and some more traditional static postures. So you might feel warm in the beginning and cold at the end. That's why I want you to have definitely a blanket for the end, or like an extra layer, some socks, a jacket, whatever. I'm like freezing right now in my own space, so I'm just giving you guys that awareness. Um, what else? One other point of focus in the standing aspect of class, I really encourage you to pay attention to creating a posture that feels easeful. So we are going to be standing for about 5 minutes, pretty much still. And it's so important that you create this beautiful stacked posture that is in good alignment, that is equanimous and balanced, so that you can really experience that release of tension. So the body has its own framework and you don't have to do anything extra to support that shape or that energy. Okay? Okay, let's see. We're going to record this so I can send it to you guys afterwards. It's going to be me, not you recorded. And I'm going to have a little music on for myself in the background. You guys are welcome to do whatever you want in the background. I will mute you, so yeah, take that as you want. And we're going to start. So come on up to a wonderful, tall standing posture. As you find your stand, let's start with the feet together. You can let the toes be apart or the heels apart, but let one part of your center foot come in contact with the other. You'll just let your hands come together. Let's keep all the fingers, instead of spread apart, united. You're going to bring the first knuckle of your thumb right up, actually higher than you would for traditional palm center. It's going to be a little bit higher towards the throat, okay? The shoulders are relaxed, the elbows are down. And you are welcome to close your eyes. We will stay here for about a minute. If that feels challenging, you can always look down at the ground. This posture is one of just total alignment, total ease. Hold on. Music is crazy. Just gonna ditch that for a minute. Okay. Your posture is one of total alignment, total ease. So that said, just invite a little awareness to your perineum, that lowest part of your pelvic floor. Just invite your legs and your inner thighs to squeeze so that you're creating that sense of lift, so that Your throat, your chest, and your base are all stacked really nicely. Mountain pose. You can deepen your breath, just breathing in naturally, in through the nose, out through the nose. We are embracing a Taurus moon, so again, a very, very stable, solid earth energy. So as you take your next 30 seconds or so here, just set an intention of grounding yourself tonight, of connecting with all of the layers of your physical body, especially the bones. And just allow each pose, each transition, each offering to be an invitation just to settle. To find this equanimous, I cannot say that word, state of being where your breath and your body, your thoughts, your energy, the environment inside of you and outside of you, they're all working together, collaborating in this present moment. You can rely on all of these elements to feel connected, stable, safe, and at ease. From this mountain pose, we're going to take about 3 slow breaths. As you inhale, I want you to visualize standing even taller, rooting down through your feet, and start to push your hands in front of your face all the way up. Take the full length of your inhale to outstretch your hands towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, turn your palms out, like you're creating this beautiful, safe cocoon of your own energy. And let the hands come down. Full exhale, sending out anything that is negative or distracting from your space. Bringing that cocoon of energy down to your legs. We'll do that twice more. Meet the hands at the bottom. Inhale. Nice and slow. There's absolutely no rush. Just let this feel real and connected, nourishing and protecting. You're drawing energy up through the base of your being, reaching it up to the heavens, connecting with that beauty, that light, that possibility. You're widening your sphere of influence, reaching that energy all the way around you. You can do one more if you need to. If it feels good to pause for just a second at the top, you get a big, tall stretch, that's totally great. Once your hands come down again, I want you to take your feet just a little bit wider than your hips, not very much wider. You can even turn the feet slightly out. This is more of a natural gait. And we're going to do 3 times what's called pulling down heavens. This is a Qigong practice, so we're really trying to tap into this play of rooting our energy from the ground and rooting energy from the heavens, from the cosmos. So softly bend your knees, not a lot, you're just like softening the back of your kneecaps. You're going to take a deep breath in, keep the belly soft, and then reach the arms out this time. Full breath in, you're gathering that beautiful golden light from the earth, that warm, supple, sweet energy. And then as you exhale, bend the elbows, keep the hands soft, and just bring that light from the sky, from the cosmos, that silver, sweet light, all the way down the body, like you're scanning. Just clarifying anything that's static, stagnant. Do it again. Palms turn out. Inhale. Sweep the arms wide and overhead. Notice how deep you can breathe into the lungs and the belly. And on the exhale, notice how slow and complete your breath can become. The whole time, the face is soft, the belly is soft, even the fingertips are soft. Let's do one more time. Gather up golden light. Imagine you're filling your own cup literally right now. As you exhale, just imagine this very cool, sweet oil just cascading down, filling every molecule, all the space, all the tissues, nourishing you from top to bottom. Okay. One last time. This time, as you exhale the hands, you're not going to come all the way down. You're going to gather that energy. Once the hands come about lower ribs or upper hip level, you can pause. The elbows are still separate from the body. Fingers are soft. Imagine you're playing a piano. We're going to stay here for almost 2 full minutes. So just pay attention that you are creating this really potent ball of energy, this really vibrant, round sphere. And that sphere starts from the hands and the feet, and it travels up through the legs into the base of your belly and spine. You'll start to feel maybe it's heat, maybe it's other sensations through the arms, through the legs, through the upper back and ribs. Just do your best to moderate your breath. Do your best to release tension through the belly, just by inviting that little bit of a forward tilt in your pelvis, soft knees. Without moving anything, I want you to bring your tongue to the place where your teeth and your soft palate meet, just like you're going to say something with an L. And just gently hold the tongue there. And bring your attention also to that space at the pubic floor or the pelvic floor. Just bring that little bit of inward and upward energy. And this is what in the Qigong practice they call the microcosmic orbit. So use your inhalation to bring energy into that sphere. And use your exhalation to imagine that that energy is retained, it's recycled, it's held. Shoulders are soft, vibrant, expansive, and soft golden light. Just filling your being, filling all the spaces, inside and outside. When we take this time to get really still and quiet, it doesn't mean that we go numb or that we just turn everything off. We instead become even more sensitive and aware. So let this be an opportunity that you can deeply listen, that you can turn on all of the sensory factors in your skin and your bones and your tissues. You can tune into the body and just simply listen and be. Take about 10 more breaths. Inhale, you're drawing in energy. The exhale, you're simply retaining, holding that energy, letting it circulate. This next full breath be even slower, even more robust. Fill all the way up. And as you exhale, open your mouth, stick your tongue out, straighten the legs, breathe it all out. Relax the hands. Just invite a little wiggle, a little bounce, maybe some wrist circles. There might be energy running throughout your whole body at this point. We don't want to dissipate it, we want to tap into it. So now you're going to take your hands, one on top of the other. We're just going to make belly rubs going in a clockwise movement. If you've, like I said, eaten some pizza or have any other like digestion issues coming on, just go really soft. We want to tap into this stomach. We want to let this stomach know that it feels safe enough to digest, to relax. Cool, maybe 2 or 3 more slow circles. Just get a little heat under your hands. Awesome. Okay, release that back down. Couple more bounces and shakes. Okay, this next series of movements is going to be almost like a forward fold, but with really soft knees. So you're going to start with your feet just as wide as your hips. Hips are slightly back. We're going to take a deep breath in, and you can hold the outside of your hips. And as you exhale, I want you to fold forward and imagine you're actually like sliding all of the crap out of your spleen, your gallbladder, your liver, all the digestion out through the pinky side toe. And then you're sending it into earth. And then you're gathering up that power, that energy, that golden light from earth, and you're going to draw a line up the thighs, the inside thighs. Come all the way to standing. And again, repeat. Exhale, slide down outside of the legs. We're letting go here of worry and of doubt, frustration, anger, grief. Sending all that crap back to the earth so that we can compost it and then gather up new vital energy. Prana, chi, power, life, vitality, all the way up. Let's go 3 more times, just on your own pace. Literally, if there's anything here that just feels gross, you might just open the mouth, exhale it out. And inhale, enjoy that sweet feeling of your hands coming up the thighs, just that nourishment into the base of your being. Twice more. There's absolutely no rush in these movements, so you can make them as luxurious as you want. Final round. Spend a little time with the hands on the ground. Notice how it feels to touch the earth and to bring her energy back up the legs. Breathing in, taking that energy, retaining it as you come to standing. Cool. And now from this standing position, we're just going to take one deep, slow inhale. Just connecting with all of that vitality we've gained from the ground. Reach your hands over your head. And bow with your hands coming through the heart. Bow forward. Surrender yourself, your ego, your time, your suffering, all of it back to earth. And from here, just bring your body down onto the ground in a tabletop. And then you can eventually shift your hips to one side. And you're going to come into this kind of 90-90 position where one foot is, knee is bent out to the side, one knee is bent back. If that doesn't feel really happy for you, you can obviously keep a leg straight. Or if that's also just kind of uncomfortable, use a pillow. Like, elevate your hips so that your knees feel really healthy and supported. I've been doing a lot more self-massage and actually relying less on tools and more on my own body, because it's the thing that I always carry with me. And it's amazing what I've discovered just in terms of letting go of expectations of how I think I like to receive touch and where I think my tight spots are. Really just letting the practice reawaken that awareness and that sensitivity. So I want to spend a little time opening up the spleen line, which is the inner leg that goes all the way up the thigh into that belly. And we can do this in two ways. We can also get the outer line, which is the digestion of the liver and the large intestine, the gallbladder, excuse me. So you're going to take your hands just with the base of your palms, and you can either work only on the front leg or you can work dually on the front and back, depending on what feels great in your body. If you're working on just the front leg, you're going to start by palming the foot. And you can do that by leaning forward. You could do that by leaning side to side. You could invite a little sense of traction where you're actually kind of doing like a skin slide on the foot. You can walk all the way up the calf, just right underneath the shin bone. And go slow enough as you're pouring the weight that you can actually feel each exhalation completely through your hand. So you're not rushing. Spend a little time on your feet. You might even bring the foot closer or farther and use thumbs. You're using the softest part of your thumb here with very, very little force, just body weight. Getting into each knuckle of every toe, the arch of the foot, the heel, the base of the ankle. There are many, many different ways that you can affect change in your body. And I think one of the most profound is just this simple act of self-massage and nourishment. Think about it less like I need to fix something and, work it out, and more like I'm just giving myself this wonderful gift of presence. In the Thai practice, we talk about loving kindness. So let each point of contact be, just your offering of loving kindness. If you're going to do both the back and the front, it's kind of exciting. You can have a hand on the front foot and a hand on the back foot. And you can actually get creative as lifting your hips up to create more weight or increase of gravity. You can walk up the inner calf and the outer shin on both legs simultaneously. This way you're getting that front and back, right? A little bit of the yang lines, a little bit of the yin lines, the fire and the water, the feminine and the masculine. There's really not a right or wrong way to do this, so just spend maybe another 5 or 6 breaths or touches. And just get to know what feels really good. Okay, before we switch to the second side, I want to do a little bit of work on this front thigh. So a couple of options. You can continue using your thumbs. You could continue to use your palms, or you could use the back of your hand and your other hand like a sandwich and just start to lean in. Go really slow right in the center of your thigh. This way you're getting also, this magical hand massage. There's just so many ways that we can stack functions and use more than one body part to provide healing to more than one body part. There's, all sorts of movements. You guys are all pretty much Thai and self-massage experts, I think, at this point. So you can make circles. You could just stay. You could actually squeeze your hand, use that fist as a new connection for your thigh if that body part is really craving more pressure. Okay, we're going to take the hands to the thigh and just do 3 times a slow swipe. Imagine that you've got like delicious almond oil, a really sweet, nourishing oil, and you're just trying to spread it into your skin and out through the foot. One last time. Okay, if you're in this both knees forward position, all you have to do is switch to the other side. You can reorient your pillow. I like to be a little bit stacked up because it gives me greater range of movement. Totally depends on what you're feeling in the body tonight. So let's start just with the front foot, thumbing or palming the foot. If you are sitting with your opposite leg extended, one option would be to bring your foot up onto your leg. And that way you have kind of a surface area to work. The big toe, the ankle, some of the arch, you can get a little bit deeper work there. This is also great because you could have like your pizza box on your leg, and that way you're eating with one hand and you're massaging with the other hand. No, I don't recommend that because then you got like toe jam on your pizza. It's just awkward. So in your own pace, move up the leg, or dually, you're working the back leg and the front leg. I think all of us can benefit from just moving with more slowness, more attention, being really devoted to curiosity of what's happening in your body. Just like in the beginning where we had this intention of grounding and of nourishment, it's easy to go too fast in even poses that feel comfortable and still. So reconnect to that intention here of just letting yourself be grounded. Feel the stability from your bones to the ground beneath you. Let your breath really inspire every movement and all of the movement. As you're getting up towards the calf into the upper thigh, one other tool that I like to use is one thumb that's really soft, and then your palm on top of that thumb. This is a stronger point of contact, so you want to go even doubly slow. If that gets a little bit awkward and you don't have kind of the mobility to do that. You could also come down onto your forearm on the thumb. Get yourself a little thumb massage as well. Our bodies just change all the time. Every day there's something different, whether it's on a cellular level, musculoskeletal, some energetic, some nerve. So this is a practice that you can literally carry with you wherever you go, even if it's just 5 minutes while you're, waiting for class or boiling tea, water. Just be a little bit more curious to check in. How am I doing? Let's not neglect the back leg if you haven't done any work there. Palm to the outer part of your calf. Maybe you even lift up and create a little sinking traction, back palm or back thigh and front thigh. Just spend the next 5 or 6 breaths giving nourishment to the areas that might get left out. Okay, and then we'll do a little bit of the hand to the front thigh. So make a hand sandwich, lean in. One of the principles in, I guess this is many different Eastern traditions that I am trying to abide by, is only going into a pose or into a meal with 70% effort. So we go just as much as we can to feel that sensation of 70%, and you leave 30% open for space. Space for just feeling, space for the sake of space and emptiness, space for emotion. So as you're working these hand and thigh lines, just notice, what is that true 70%? Where is there space that you can just check out, daydream, feel a little bit more? Okay. 3 swipes, just sending that beautiful, delicious energy down through the leg, back into earth, clearing anything out that's sticky, stagnant, old. So there's space for new. You can lean back and just bend both of your knees out wide. Bring the soles of your feet together, cobbler's pose or Baddha Konasana. If you want to have that pillow under your hips still, that's totally fine. Just want to move around a little bit into the upper back, and then we're going to slow it down even more yin style. So take your hands, just a gentle grip around the ankles or the upper shin. As you breathe in, slowly arch the spine, pull the shoulders back, lift the chin, eyes up. And as you exhale, unwind that. Round your upper back, tilt your pelvis, draw your chin towards your chest, and lean back so your arms are straight. So there's a little tension. Inhale, roll forward, lift the heart, feel openness, space. Exhale, round or hollow, lean back, total release of that tension. Let's do that twice more. Breathe in, lift up, arch. Exhale, sink back, and release, hollow. Last time for yourself. Let it feel good. Come back up more to neutral. You're going to lift one knee up. And then that leg that is up, I want you to take your forearm and just place it back behind that knee. And you're going to go back into that same position, and then you're going to lift the other knee. So you're kind of rolling down onto your forearm. I know it sounds kind of weird, but we're going to hang out here for just a second. You can keep this knee that's bent up, or if you want to bring more weight into your arm, you can close down on yourself. So it's not like you're in a fetus position. You're squishing one arm in between your legs and one arm underneath both of your legs. And let your head go. This can be a deep stretch in parts of your upper arms. So, moderate yourself. If you don't want to have that much weight, you can keep the knee open. Mostly we're just trying to create new shapes to allow the head, the shoulders, the arms to decompress. If you need to readjust, you want to go a little higher on the lower forearm, down to the wrist, do whatever you need to make it feel great. I get this little trick where I actually bring the outer part of my chin onto my knee, and I can get a little outer neck massage. It's like a bonus point. 3 more breaths, just nice and slow. You can just remind yourself that you're not here to really do too much, just to experience and explore and receive. Next time that you inhale, just gently come on back up. You'll bring that leg up with you and then switch. Other ways to make this more interesting or more intense would be to go with your arm a little bit further down the back of your thigh towards your IT band. So as you lean over, you're squishing your forearm. You're also affecting that beautiful, massive layer of fascia on the outer leg. When you bring that top leg in, you're getting this extra sandwich effect. 5 breaths wherever you are. Movement doesn't have to happen here. Stillness also doesn't have to happen here. If you want to reach the legs out or kind of rock forward and back just to find that perfect area where you're getting the most benefit, that's totally fine. I'm going to change the name of this class to just like rolling on the floor laughing, ROFL yoga. It's going to be great. Okay, unwind from that sandwich, bring yourself back up. And then you can start to bring yourself towards table, eventually towards a child's pose. And we're going to set up for a child's pose that affects the stomach. If you're super full, you can skip this and do a regular child's pose. If you're menstruating, if you're pregnant, if you're just not feeling really great digestively, do less. You can just do what you need. But essentially, you're going to be in a knees together child's pose. Make sure that your toes feel comfortable back behind you so they're pointed out. For this to be super impactful for the stomach, you're going to take your hands and cross your thumbs in your palm and then trap your thumbs there. So you're making a fist. And then that fist, just with your elbows out, goes right at the base of your stomach. So not below your hip bones, just slightly above. You're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, fold at your waist and continue to exhale and let the wrists and fists go up towards where the diaphragm is. You might even feel around for kind of the bottom line of your ribs. Your head will hang down. Your upper arms are going to want to be held up, and I invite you to just really let them hang so the shoulders slouch. If that's too intense, you don't have to lean as far forward. You can do this with an open palm, or you can totally skip and just bring the hands back, holding your heels, or just actually slide your fingers underneath your toes. I'm going to stay here for a couple minutes. You can bring your attention to that point where your teeth and upper roof of your mouth meet with your tongue. And also bring your attention to the lowest part of your pelvic floor, even the anus or the outlet, the perineum. And just let your breath be this full, slow circle. That you're inhaling into the energy that's present there, about 70% of yourself in this pose. And you're exhaling not to let go of that energy, to retain it, to recycle it, to allow that 30% of space to exist. Your exhale is going to feel often more intense because you're increasing the tension at the stomach. You're increasing that sense of resistance, and that's okay. You can just embrace that. Or rather, on your inhale, as you're inhaling, that sense of pressure increases. As you're exhaling, there's that void, that space. One of my teachers calls this pose the deep wisdom pose, because you are like a child, just turned inward and face down, just connected to Pachamama, or Mother Earth. And I think this position with the fists in the stomach is another way to connect with that deep wisdom that is your gut, your intuition. So if there's stuff that starts to come up, thoughts, maybe that's just feelings, pay close attention. That is beautiful insight into your existence, your essence. Maybe there's things that are churning that need to be processed and digested, things that are growing, ideas, potential. Take another 5 slow breaths. To come out of this pose first, I want you to breathe in. When you exhale, just start to pull your upper body very lazily backwards, letting your chin hang down. And then again, inhale so you can come back upright. And when you exhale, open the palms and just press them down into your thighs. Just ground whatever that experience might have held. Retain it, digest it. You might even swallow a couple of times. You generated quite a bit of chi and energy there. Okay. So you can just shift forward into table. We're going to eventually come into a wide-legged fold. Bonus points if you're like me and you have this nice sheepskin rug. It's very wonderful to slide around on. I can give you guys information on which one to buy if you're interested. Take your legs wide. If you're feeling frustrated about anything, aggravated, easily irritated, tired, or especially just anatomically, if you've got a lot of tension in the back of your legs or knees, I would say keep that pillow under your hips so that you're constantly just creating more space. Also, if you're feeling a little bit tight in the knees, you can have a block or a pillow at the bottom of your knee. So we want to create this to be as enjoyable of a forward fold as possible. There's not a lot to this. You're going to walk your hands down your legs. They can land on the shins. You can even use your outer forearms on the upper thighs and hang out there. If you're able to get really deep, just remember 70%, so you have a little space to grow. Kind of take this in phases. We'll be here for 2 minutes or so. If you're able to come forward, I invite you to first just land here, elbows on the ground, shoulders totally relaxed, head down. If at any point the head or neck feel like they're not enjoying that tension or that sense of passive movement, you can use your hands as a prop for either your chin with your head facing forward, or just bring your fingertips and create a little cradle for your face. And just allow yourself to be held literally in your own hands. And just invite every exhalation to be an offering of your mind, your analysis, your ego. Just kind of put all of that back into your hands and let yourself be here, feeling everything that you're feeling. Clearing out that very sharp, potent mind energy. Let your breath bring in that very round, soft, golden earth energy. You might sink deeper into the pose over time. That's totally fine. It's not the goal. We just want to invite structure, stability, and security here. You might notice the need to take even deeper breaths or really, heavy sighs. And you are muted, so if you feel inspired to make some noise, to moan or grunt or just let it out, like please do that. We want to really focus on letting go of all the junk, consciously with awareness, addressing whatever it is that comes up and letting that go. And then equally, consciously with awareness, inviting in the light, inviting in the space, allowing that process to occur between each breath. Stay here for another 5 breaths. Not rushing them, enjoying them, savoring the moment. And very carefully, just be mindful of not moving too fast. Just bring your hands underneath you. Start to push backwards into that stability, into that ground. Lift your body upright. Stack your posture once more. Head over heart, over pelvis. Feel the ease that might happen now sitting in this way. You can very subtly take away the props. Try not to use your legs too much. Let them be like jello. And then take your hands behind one knee and lean back. Try not to use your leg and just drag that knee up. Plant your foot on the ground. Do the same thing with the other one. Like you've just had a minor surgery and you're just very tenderly trying to move your body through space. Eventually we're going to come down onto your back, so if you need to scoot forward and make some space, do that. Keep a block or a blanket nearby. I want you to take hold of the front of your shins and first just give a little rub up and down the front of the shins, the side of the shins. This is also like spleen and stomach. That process that you just went through, just trying to milk it for all it's worth, trying to digest. And now holding the knees, take another breath in. Exhale it all the way out. Start to round down. Try to hold the legs, keep them very, very loose. When you get to arms straight, see if you can lift up onto your tiptoes. Take your time as you roll back. It's not an abs move, it's not a core move, it's just counterbalance, slow movement all the way to the ground. You're landing in this soft, delicious guest bed with fresh pillows, amazing sheets, the best smell that you love. You let the knees come wide. And one at a time, you'll bring the legs down with the knees wide into that supine version of our cobbler's pose. So a block or a blanket underneath each thigh. Delicately, you're going to arrive here. The feet will join. You can make any adjustments to your upper body that you need, especially creating a little bit more space in your lower back. If you do have a blanket, it's really nice to just keep that blanket over your belly, over your entire body if it's big enough. And then one hand on your belly, one other hand right on top of that one. From there, my friends, you get to close your eyes. Give up any control of your breath. Just allow, let's say, the next 4 minutes of this Shavasana to be exactly what it is. You can focus just on watching the breath come in, the miracle that is, and staying present with that observation as that miracle goes away. See if you can stay with that breath, cognizant, observant, aware, deeply connected. This is the truest essence of your existence. This is your connection to ground, to earth, to the universe and the cosmos. Is this magic breath. Just let it rise and fall and enjoy retaining it, feeling it, holding it.